All right, let's dive straight into this explainer and totally demystify the technical setup for your next presentation. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by a massive tangle of cables, confusing screen settings, or files that just won't open, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to simplify all this equipment and software so that absolutely anyone, especially a beginner, can step up to the podium with total unshakable confidence.
So, what's literally the worst thing that can happen right before you present? We've all felt that pit in our stomach, right? That sheer panic of a blank projector screen, missing fonts, or a dead internet connection right as you step on stage. You've spent hours, maybe weeks, perfecting your ideas, but it just takes one mismatched cable or a glitchy Wi-Fi network to completely derail the whole shebang. It's a terrible feeling, but the good news? It is 100% preventable. To build a shield against all that stress, we're going to construct what we call a foolproof pyramid. We'll break your setup down into 5 super digestible steps: hardware basics, mastering displays, bulletproofing files, backup options, and finally, the countdown. Okay, step 1, hardware basics. Let's talk about the essential physical gear. There are really just 3 big pieces of hardware you need to worry about. First up is your standard HDMI cable, which is pretty much the go-to for almost all modern screens and projectors. Then there's the VGA adapter. You know, that older, chunky plug with the little pins? That's crucial because you literally never know when you'll be presenting in an older boardroom or classroom. And finally, the ultimate lifesaver, the USB-C hub. Now, if you're a beginner rocking a modern, super thin laptop, a USB-C hub is a real game changer. It is your ultimate problem solver. Instead of carrying around a messy handful of different dongles, this one device lets you instantly hook up to any venue's equipment. It simplifies your needs completely. You just plug one end in your laptop, and boom, suddenly you have ports for HDMI, VGA, and standard USBs all at once. Honestly, it's the single most important piece of gear you can throw in your bag. Moving right along to step 2, mastering displays, and specifically screen configurations. Telling your computer what to actually show the audience is incredibly simple. If you're on a PC, just hold down the Windows key and hit P on your keyboard, and this menu pops right up. It completely removes the guesswork of digging through clunky control panels. You just hit that shortcut, and you're immediately presented with your projection options. The real secret sauce here is picking the right mode for your presentation. Duplicate mode is exactly what it sounds like. The audience sees exactly what is on your screen, which is awesome if you're doing a live software demo. But extend mode, that is the absolute pro move. Extend basically turns the projector into a second monitor, so the audience gets to see your beautiful, clean slides, while your laptop screen displays your secret presenter notes, a countdown timer, and even a preview of your next slide. Before you close out of those settings, though, you absolutely have to check your resolution alignment. You've got to ensure your laptop's output actually matches the projector's best resolution. Skipping this is exactly why slides sometimes look all awkwardly stretched, super fuzzy, or have the text cut off on the big screen. Matching these settings makes sure your hard work looks exactly the way you designed it. Okay, on to step 3, bulletproofing files. This is all about your digital prep. To truly bulletproof your deck, you kind of just have to assume the venue's internet is going to completely crash. If you're relying on cloud software like Google Slides or Canva, you have to enable offline file mode beforehand. Next, make sure you embed your videos, your audio, and any custom fonts directly into your file. If you don't, you're going to end up with a bunch of missing media errors when you switch to their computer. And finally, always perform a PDF conversion check. Saving a master PDF copy guarantees that no matter what crazy software the venue is running, your slides will open instantly and look perfect. That brings us to step 4, backup options. Time for some emergency prep. In the world of presentation setups, your magic number for emergency preparation is always 3. Not 1, not 2, 3. It gives you the ultimate peace of mind. Look, having multiple layers of redundancy is an absolute lifesaver because things just break. Wi-Fi drops out, laptops randomly decide to run a massive system update exactly 2 minutes before you're supposed to speak. You always need a plan B, and ideally a plan C. So definitely memorize this rule of 3 backup plan. First, keep a copy on a physical USB drive. This requires absolutely zero internet to access. Second, sync a copy to a cloud service like Google Drive or OneDrive so you can pull it down from literally any machine in the world if you have to. And third, carry extra hardware. Remember those multiple adapters we talked about earlier? If your primary USB-C hub fails, having a backup dongle ready to go will literally save the entire event. And finally, step 5, the countdown. Let's look at your timeline to 0 hour. Here's how we build a totally stress-free runway. 24 hours before your presentation, secure your files. Do a quick offline run and save that PDF backup. Then, 1 hour before you go on, physically test the hardware at the venue. Plug in the cables, check your USB-C hub, and test your remote clicker. At the 15-minute mark, dial in your displays. Hit Windows plus P, select Extend Mode, and verify that resolution alignment. If you follow this exact timeline, when the clock strikes presentation start, you are going to step onto that stage in total, absolute control.
You seriously never have to fear the technical setup again. By simply scaling your equipment down to a trusty USB-C hub, understanding your display modes, bulletproofing your digital files, and sticking to the rule of 3 for backups, you've built an impenetrable shield. So take these really straightforward steps, apply them to your workflow right now, and just let the technology fade into the background. The gear is covered, the backups are locked in, so what world-changing idea are you going to present next?